All right, Black Science TV 111, Osei Kufuor, I'm back at y'all again. I'm coming to talk about certain satellites and gadgets that the government is now instilling into a lot of things that we utilize in our everyday life now. A lot of people might say, well, it may seem crazy, but when you are studying the system, for an example, if private corporations need a lung, need a heart transplant, a blood transfusion, or anything like that, they have everybody in America in their databases. They know exactly where you live. They know what kind of car you drive. Now, when I'm talking about satellites and cars, I'm talking about like if a private corporation is in dire need of a transplant and you match that transplant or that diagram of the transplant, then what they can do is they can go into the database, identify who you are, and then next thing you know, you driving on the road and you hydroplane. They didn't hit a button, and then all of a sudden you just swerved and got into a car accident. And it can get deeper than that. You have to understand that the majority of the people in America are asleep, so they're getting vaccination shots. They're eating all this genetically modified food. So you have to understand that in these foods, there are metals. There are metals within these organisms that are living in your body. So therefore, they can send off a negative wave into your direction. You know what I mean? Because when you take your blood into these hospitals, what they can do is they can take your blood and trap it. They can trap it with certain modifications within the systems, and then they can actually pinpoint you at a time where you are driving on the road. They can hit a button, and then next thing you know, like I said, you hydroplane, and you got into an accident. Now you laying up in the motherfucking hospital, right? They done took all your stuff out of you, your blood, your heart, and everything. So the private corporation that needed your heart, they got it. Why? Because again, it's a part of biochemical. They are biochemical hitman. The American medical facilities are biochemical hitman. You can't trust them. Again, while you are in their hospitals, they are setting up codes with your blood. We only get to see the front of the hospitals. This is why they take oaths. This is why they take Hippocratic oaths. Because within that oath, they have already instilled processed laws that they keep, just like police officers. They have their own fraternity orders, meaning that they're going to look out for each other, whether they right or wrong. In the hospitals, whether they right or wrong. If they see somebody doing something in the hospital, like taking a heart, doing something they ain't supposed to do, they gonna keep their word. You know what I mean? We can't be so social to the point where we don't actually see that the environment that we're living in today doesn't feel right. People are now seeing things. People are now hearing things. People are now dreaming while they are awake, meaning that they are touching two dimensions at one time. You know what I mean? So this is the shift of the DNA within the melanated people. You get what I'm saying? Then I get a lot of people coming to my page saying, well, and I know that they got white boyfriends because I do the investigation on that page. Aren't we all the same? Don't all whites come from Africans? Yeah, a small physical part comes from the physicality of us, but you can't determine kinship with them motherfucking crackers with physicality. We're not the body. How can you tell if a white person is like you by way of spiritual DNA? You can't take spiritual DNA and say that they come from us. We're not the body. We are the spiritual substance. We are the soul substance. And because they don't have a certain type of carbon or melanin in their DNA structure, we're not in kinship spiritually. So no, we're not kin to them. And no, they don't come from us. Because when you say they come from us, we have to talk about the us, which is the spiritual part of us. They come from a small part of the physical part, but they don't come from us. You get what I'm saying? So let's stop all that bullshit. Stop coming to my page with that dumb shit, all right? Get up off of that. Because when you are determining DNA, you have to determine it on both realms, spiritual and physical. And the physical ain't nothing. You get what I'm saying? So again, people, it's time to be careful. Because now, again, mothers, when you're going into the hospitals, anybody that going to the hospital, be careful. Because they taking your blood to the back. And they can do anything to your blood that can affect you. Because when your blood leave your body, you still connected to it. Because your blood is the spiritual part of you. That's why when your body's blood is ran out, this is when you become unconscious. You become unconscious. Even when you sleep at night, it's certain blood cells in you that stop rotating. This is when you leave your body. But at the same time, you're still connected to it. So this is how you come back into your body, because your blood cannot stop rotating for a certain period of time. But because of the foods that we're eating today, it is only shutting it down for only maybe an hour, 30 minutes or something like that. And now we're not sleeping. You get what I'm saying? So the REM within our biochemical structure is not being regulated right because of the things that we put in our body. You get what I'm saying? So with that much said, this is Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111. And yes, the Cincinnati lecture has been shut down due to some complications of the facility. But I already knew that they were going to do that because they was giving me problems at first. But it's not going to stop the show, because it's going to be a conference call, and everything that I was going to do there, I'm going to do it on a conference call, and that will allow those who cannot make it to Cincinnati to be able to be a part of it as well spiritually. So with that much said, Osei Kufuor, Black Science TV 111, I'm out. Peace.